Welcome to Success Talks with Rodney Saulsberry. I hope you will support my sponsors who bring you this podcast absolutely free and with limited interruptions. I really appreciate you taking the time to listen. I'll get started in just a second.
The reviews are in. The book from voiceover superstar and coach Rodney Saulsberry is another runaway hit. Readers from all over the world are raving about tongue twisters and vocal warm-ups. You can find this and his other titles at the top of the voiceover bestsellers list on Amazon.
Don Cornelius. Donald Cortez Cornelius was born September 27, 1936. He was an American television show host and producer who was best known as the creator of the nationally syndicated dance and music show Soul Train, which he hosted from 1971 until 1993. Cornelius sold the show to Mad Vision Entertainment in 2008.
Are you looking for expert advice on advancing your voiceover career? Are you just getting started in the business? Join the Consultants Club and receive monthly coaching on how to read scripts, interpret copy, and get work in the fastest growing business in the world. When you join the Consultants Club, go to RodneySaulsberry.com and sign up today.
He was born on Chicago's South Side, and he was raised in the Bronzeville neighborhood. After graduating from DuSable High School in 1954, he joined the United States Marine Corps and served 18 months in Korea. He worked at various jobs following his stint in the military, including selling tires, automobiles, and insurance, and as an officer with the Chicago Police Department. He quit his day job to take a 3-month broadcasting course in 1966. Despite being married with 2 sons and having only $400 in his bank account, in 1966, he landed a job as an announcer, news reporter, and disc jockey on Chicago radio station WVON.
Hello everyone, this is Sean Daly for DailyVO.com. I want to tell you about one resource I highly recommend for vocal warm-ups because it takes out all of the guesswork and it was purpose-built with voiceover in mind. It's called Rodney Saulsberry's Tongue Twisters and Vocal Warm-Ups with Other Vocal Care Tips. How's that for a title? So in case you don't know, Rodney Saulsberry is a top-tier talent and coach, motivational speaker, and author of several books on voice acting, including You Can Bank on Your Voice and Step Up to the Mic. The book is available in print and on Kindle, and you can find it at Amazon or Rodney's personal website, RodneySaulsberry.com, in the store section.
Cornelius joined Chicago television station WCIU-TV in 1967 and hosted a news program called A Black's View of the News. In 1970, he launched Soul Train on WCIU-TV as a daily local show. The program entered national syndication and moved to Los Angeles the following year. Eddie Kendricks, Gladys Knight and the Pips, Bobby Hutton, and Honeycomb were featured on the national debut episode.
And we'll be back after this message.
Baby, come give me something.
You Can Bank on Your Voice, 2nd edition. Get your copy at Amazon.com. Get the audiobook on Audible.com. You Can Bank on Your Voice, 2nd edition. Get your copy today.
Don was originally a journalist and inspired by the civil rights movement. Cornelius recognized that in the late 1960s, there were very few television venues in the United States for soul music. At that time, only one series, the public television show Soul, was focused on the genre. He introduced many African-American musicians to a larger audience as a result of their appearances on Soul Train, a program that was both influential among African-Americans and popular with a wider audience.
Graylin Brown, the new novel by Rodney Saulsberry. It's the heartwarming story about a family in Detroit. The Motown sound was alive and well. The Philly soul sound was alive and well. And the big 3 automakers were making wonderful cars every day. Graylin Brown, the novel. Get your copy at Amazon.com or wherever books are sold.
As writer, producer, and host of Soul Train, Cornelius was instrumental in offering wider exposure to black musicians such as James Brown, Aretha Franklin, Marvin Gaye, and Michael Jackson, as well as creating opportunities for talented dancers, setting a precedent for popular television dance programs. Cornelius himself said, "We had a show that kids gravitated to." And famous entrepreneur and movie producer Spike Lee described the program as an urban music time capsule. With the creation of Soul Train, Cornelius was at the helm of a program that showed African Americans in a new light, creating a Black is Beautiful campaign. Prior to Soul Train, African Americans were only occasionally performing on TV, mostly as a guest on white-centered programs. Soul Train showcased African American culture and brought African American musicians and dancers to television. This show's appeal to white audiences steadily grew and eventually earned a huge following. Besides his smooth and deep voice and his afro, which slowly shrunk over the years as hairstyle tastes changed, Cornelius was best known for the catchphrase that he used to close the show. "I'm Don Cornelius, and as always in parting, we wish you love, peace, and soul." In the early morning hours of February 1st, 2012, police officers responded to a report of a shooting and found Cornelius on the floor of his home at Mulholland Drive with a self-inflicted gunshot wound to the head. He was taken to Cedars-Sinai Medical Center, where he was pronounced dead by the Los Angeles Assistant Chief Coroner. According to former Soul Train host Shamar Moore, Cornelius may have been suffering from the early onset of dementia. An autopsy found that Cornelius had been suffering from seizures during the last 15 years of his life, a complication of a 21-hour brain operation he underwent in 1982 to correct a congenital deformity in his cerebral arteries. He admitted that he was never quite the same after that surgery, and it was a factor in his decision to retire from hosting Soul Train in 1993. Don Cornelius was a great man who brought us a great show that will live on in memory forever and ever. And we here at Success Talks are proud to celebrate the outstanding career of Don Cornelius.
You can listen to any of Rodney's podcasts at any time. Go to RodneySaulsberry.com.
I hope you enjoyed this podcast, and I urge you to listen to future podcasts where I will continue to try and make you better than before. My goal is to point you in a positive direction to success, right here on Success Talks with me, Rodney Saulsberry.